Alright, so for number 13, we want to list all the ordered pairs in A cross B and B cross A in each case. And for A cross B, it's basically the set of all coordinate points such that the first element comes from A and the second element comes from B. So let's go ahead and do that. So for A cross B, we're going to have the set containing, so the first element has to come from A and the second from B. So let's begin with 1 as the first element, and then we're going to do 1 with all the combinations of B. So 1A, we're going to have, that should be 1E, 1E, 1K, 1N, and then 1R. So we've combined 1 with every element in B. Now let's combine 3 with every element in B. So that's going to be 3A, 3E, and that's going to be 3K, 3N, and then 3R. And now lastly let's combine 5 with every element in B. So 5A, 5E, 5K, 5N, and lastly 5R. So that's it for A cross B. Now I'm not going to do B cross A because that's going to be too much writing, but the idea here for B cross A, you would basically take the same coordinate points, however you would just flip them around. So the first coordinate point comes from B and the second from A. So for example, you would do that would be A comma 1, and then that would be E comma 1, and then K comma 1, and so on and so forth, and then you would end here with R comma 5. So basically you would just take them and flip them around. So that's it for item A. Now let's do item B. So for item B, we're going to do A cross B, and similarly we're going to take the first element from A. So the first element in A is the element 1. So let's pair 1 with every element in B. So I'm going to have, let's see, 1 comma Q. That's little q. And the second one is going to be 1 comma. The second element is a set containing T. So 1 comma the set containing T. And then, oops, I should have this. Let me close this properly. And then lastly, 1 comma pi. So that's all the elements beginning with 1. Now let's do the elements beginning with 2. So similarly, we're going to combine 2 with every element in B. So 2 comma A, 2 comma the set containing T, and then 2 comma pi. And lastly, now we're going to have the set containing 1, 2 as the first element. So we're going to do 1 comma 2 here for the first element, and the second element is going to be A. And then we're going to have 1 comma 2 for the first element, and the second element is going to contain the set containing T. And then, oh wait, that should be parenthesis, yeah. And then lastly, we're going to have 1 comma 2, the set containing that for the first element, and then pi for the second element. Yeah, and that's it for A cross B. And then similarly for B cross A, you guys would just take the exact same points, but you would flip them around. So this would be A comma 1, this would be T comma 1, and so on and so forth, all the way out to pi comma the set 1 comma 2. So all you have to do is flip them around to get B cross A. Now let's do item C. Now item C is going to be a little bit more challenging in the sense that it has more details. So for item C, let's do A cross B. And the first element here is going to be the empty set. So we're going to pair the empty set with every single element from B. Now the first element in B is going to be let's see. Oh, that is a coordinate point. That's very interesting. So we're going to put, that's going to be the empty set, comma, the set containing the empty set. And that was it. And then now we have to put a second parenthesis to close it, right? So we've paired A with this one. Now we have to pair it with the second one. So now we're going to pair it with the second one, right? So the first element comes from A. Maybe I should highlight this. Yeah, the first element comes from A, and then the second element is going to come from B. So we're going to have, let's see, the empty set, and then that's going to close. And then lastly, we have one more combination, right? We're going to have the empty set in the first one, and then the third one is also going to be another coordinate point, but it's going to have the empty set as the first one, comma, the empty set, and then close this one, and then close that one. So we've paired the first element in A with every element in B. Now we're going to pair the second element in A with every element in B. And let me zoom this out. So we're going to do here is do the same thing, but now the second element is going to be the set containing the empty set, right? And then for the second element, we're just going to copy the same ones because we're first going to do this one, and then this one, and then this one, which just like we did for the second elements previously, right? So we just copy it down. That's going to be the empty set, comma, the set containing the empty set, and then that close. And then we're going to have once more the second element in A, so the set containing the empty set, and we're just going to copy the second element. We're just going to copy the second element here, so that's just going to be the set containing the empty set as well. And then lastly, we're going to have this one here, and then we're going to copy the second element, so set containing the empty set, comma, the empty set. And to finish it off, we only have one more element in A to pair, and that is going to be this element right here. This is a whole element, right? And we're going to pair it with all the different elements. So first pair it with this, and then pair it with this, and then pair it with that. So let's go ahead and do that. I may need more space. So we're going to have the third element in A, which is going to be the empty set, comma, the set containing the empty set. Let me see, yes, and that has two brackets, yeah, comma. Now we're going to get this guy over here in yellow. So we're going to copy the same second coordinate. And this closes here, and that closes there. And then we're going to begin with the third coordinate. So it's going to be the empty set, the set containing the empty set, close. And then for the second coordinate, that is going to be this one here. So like this. And then for the third coordinate, you're first going to copy this guy here. And then copy this guy here for the third coordinate. Okay, and then now I have to put a closing bracket, right? Because this closing, let me just highlight it. That's the opening bracket of the set, and this is the closing bracket of the set. So that's it for item C. That was quite a lot. And similarly for B cross A, you would just invert the order. And now to finish it off, let's do item D. So for item D, let's see what we have here. So for A cross B, the first element in A is going to be the coordinate point 2, 4. So we're going to do 2, 4, and we're going to pair that with every element in B. So the first element in B is the pair 4, 1, and then, oh wait, that should be a point here, because that's the first one, that's the second one, yeah. Now we're going to do the same thing, but for the second point in B. So the first element comes from A, that is 2, 4, and then we're pairing that with 2, 3. Yep. And now we're going to pair the second element in A with all the ones in B. So we're going to have, let's see, 3 comma 1, and then 4 comma 1, close that, and then lastly we're going to do 3 comma 1 and pair that with 2 comma 3. Yes, and now we need a closing bracket because this closes the set, right? And then for B cross A, you would do the same thing, except you would flip it around. So you would begin here with the point 4 comma 1, and then 2 comma 4, and so on and so forth until you get to the last one and you flip it around. So that's it for problem 13.